Suppose you're driving north along Beaufort Street in Inglewood on a Saturday afternoon. After Normanby Road, you're still within a 40 zone according to this variable illuminated sign. Further down the road, you approach a children crossing speed limit sign. How fast are you allowed to go after the sign? Is it option A, still 40, because it's Saturday, so it's as if this sign didn't exist? Or is it option B, faster than 40, because the sign clearly does exist, and any reasonable person would conclude that outside of the indicated time period, you're allowed to go faster than 40? And if indeed it's faster than 40, then is it 50, the default for a built-up area? Or is it 60, which is both the speed limit downstream and also the late-night speed limit of the section before? The first thing to note is that this children crossing speed limit sign is technically not a school zone sign. Main Road says that, unlike school zone area signs, children's crossings are not in a school zone and are marked with speed reinstatement signs, in our case a pair of 60 signs downstream, just before Wood Street. And indeed, I've looked through the entire WA Road Traffic Code 2000, and as far as I can tell, there's no such thing as a children crossing speed limit sign. Normal speed limit signs and area speed limit signs don't have applicable time periods on them. School zone signs always have the words school zone written on them. This children crossing speed limit sign doesn't fit any of those categories. Now, if you tried to defend a charge of speeding by arguing that this sign is invalid because it doesn't exist in the road traffic code, you'd probably get thrown out of court. Now, I'm not a lawyer, but the reasoning would likely be that this sign is simply a normal speed limit sign that happens to have time limits, and that also happens to have the words children crossing written on the top. So back to the original question, how fast are you allowed to go after the sign on a Saturday afternoon? Well, I'm not a lawyer, but my reading of Regulation 299 is that outside of the applicable time period, the children crossing speed limit sign has no effect. And because it's got no effect, it no longer defines the end of the previous speed zone. As a result, the upstream 40 zone carries through, and we conclude that option A is the correct answer, at least from a legalistic point of view. But from a road user point of view, this answer is quite ridiculous. Suppose you tell a kid, no running. The kid walks. Later on, you tell the kid, no running on school days during these hours. Well, it's a Saturday afternoon, so the kid starts running. Likewise, a driver sees an illuminated 40 sign followed by a 40 sign with a non-applicable time period. Can you see why the driver decides to speed up? Another problem with this arrangement is that further down the road, a driver turning onto Beaufort Street from Crawford Road would be completely unaware of the illuminated 40 sign upstream. Such a driver would only encounter this children crossing speed limit sign with no other context, and would reasonably conclude that on a Saturday afternoon, the permitted speed is 50, perhaps even 60. In summary, while a reasonable driver might interpret the children crossing speed limit sign as permitting a speed of 50 or 60 on a Saturday afternoon, the legally permitted speed is probably only 40. All of this goes to show the importance of considering corner cases. In particular, it's pretty stupid to have two neighbouring 40 zones with misaligned periods of applicability when the second zone has signage that effectively falls back onto the permitted speed of the first zone. So who's responsible for this setup? Well, the upstream variable speed zone is an initiative of the City of Stirling, first trialled in July 2021 and made permanent in early 2024. The Children's Crossings Improvement Program is an initiative of the WA State Government, with the change at Crawford Road Crossing made sometime between November 2024 and August 2025. And finally, Main Roads WA is presumably responsible for actually implementing both of these initiatives. I encourage you to send your complaints to all three entities. Please forward any interesting responses to me for a potential follow-up video, as I'm curious to see whether each entity will try to blame the other two. In the meantime, it seems that the only way to avoid trouble is to drive through this section of Beaufort Street either during school zone hours when the permitted speed is unambiguously 40, or late at night when the permitted speed is unambiguously 60. Otherwise, who knows what could happen.